All right, all right. According to my watch, it's 4 p.m. and 7 minutes after. So thank you everyone for coming. I can't tell you how excited I am. We've been working so hard on this event that it's crazy. Okay, we have three presentations for you. I'll start. I'll introduce you to the idea of Beacon Valley, and we'll talk about the rules, the prizes, and the exciting things that will happen today and tomorrow. Then the CEO of Kontakt.io will have a short presentation and present the company, and then we'll connect via the internet to London, where our partner Proxama, John from Proxama, will have a short presentation as well. Guys, are you excited? Yeah? Yeah! Okay, awesome. Can you please turn on the presentation? All right. Okay, so short agenda. We'll talk about what happens today, what happens tomorrow. We'll talk about the idea of Beacon Valley. We'll talk about our challenges, our fantastic challenges, the awesome prizes, our sponsors, about social media, which is very important for us today. I want all of you to be involved in this, right? Cool? And then we'll talk about the tech that you're going to use today. We'll explain everything. We have a couple of things that are available to you today. So apart from the Kontakt.io beacons, we have the Proxama technology. The guys from Proxama are here in their red shirts. You can stand up and say hello. No, you'll do that later. Okay, cool. So, all right. So what is Beacon Valley, guys? How many of you know what Beacon Valley is? Okay, obviously. Apart from the Kontakt.io people, how many of you? I recognize a few of you, so I know that you know. But either way, so Kontakt.io started. Beacon Valley as a concept started a few months ago here in Krakow, and basically we wanted to turn the city of Krakow into a smart city, a much better place to live, with cool technology, the beacons and apps. So we were thinking, let's collaborate with people on this, and put the technology to the hands of the smart people that are right here. The big brains that are going to develop these cool apps that are going to make our life in the city so much easier, right? So in June, we hosted our first edition. It was a massive success. Over 100 people showed up, 20 teams. We had a lot of fun, and we decided to do it again, but 4 times larger. So this event is taking place in 4 cities at the same time. I'll repeat, 4 cities at the same time globally. Whoa! So we're here in Krakow. Our team is in London with a bunch of people, New York and Guadalajara, which will join us in an hour. Excellent. Thank you. All right. And the theme, there are 4 things you need to know. The theme, smart city, right? So we're developing for a smart city. The app has to be designed for a city, right? Cool. Okay, let me look. I'm cheating a little bit. Last time we only had the iBeacon. For those of you who have been to the previous hackathon, we used the iBeacon format. Now we have a new exciting format from Google, Eddystone, and I'm so excited to see what you guys are going to come up with. I'm sure you're going to amaze us tomorrow. Cool? Right? We have 3 continents involved, as I mentioned before. Again, Krakow, New York, London, and Guadalajara. And number 4, there are 4 areas that you need to build the app in. So, first of all, culture. So any kind of app that is involved, that's designed for museums, a tour app for a museum like this, right? This is, by the way, really cool museum. Number 2, health. So any kind of app that will help people working in hospitals, the patients, anything related to health. Cool? Excellent. Commerce, commercial apps, apps that sell things. Not directly, but you know what I mean. Promotion stuff. We'll talk about it later. And transportation. So you can imagine what would happen if Krakow had a subway and you need to design an app for that. That will happen soon. I'm sure it will. Okay, so here are the rules. First of all, we will choose local winners. So there will be a local winner in each of the cities. So here in Krakow, again, London, New York, and Guadalajara, right? Although we do have global winners, and there are 2 prizes involved. And the global winners will be chosen from the 4 local winners. So if you win here, you also have a prize, a chance to win the global prize. Actually, one of two, because there are two. Cool? Um, Most importantly, the things that you develop belong to you, the developers. We're not taking it away from you. Those are your creations. Do whatever you want with it. Cool? Are you excited? Okay. Good to know. And by the way, guys, there are no restrictions. If you want to work in a team of 1 or 10, doesn't matter. My opinion, the more the merrier. But if you want to be a lone wolf, go ahead. Okay, and you're going to be judged based on 4 criteria, right? First of all, completion. So have you actually completed your project? If it's working, if it's a completed app, very cool. Is it actually possible to implement your design or your app in a smart city, in a city? Sure, understandable. Your creativity. You're here to to play around. The more creative, the better. So innovativeness is a word that I'm going to use a lot today. And then this is a beacon event. The name of the thing is BeaconValley, so beacons have to be involved in your project. Cool. Next slide, please. How will you be judged? Another thing. So before you finish your projects, all of you will get a chance to talk to our judges, to the jury, right? They will have a look at what you created. But what you need to do is you need to record a 3-minute pitch video of your app, upload it to YouTube, and then send us the link. And for each of the locations, we have a separate email account that you need to send to. So for Krakow, it's going to be krakow@beaconvalley.org, London at beaconvalley.org, and so on. So I'll repeat. You need to record a 3-minute pitch video, upload it to YouTube. And you know what, guys? Go crazy. Create something cool, okay? Do you promise? Okay, yeah, excellent. Next slide, please. And you might ask yourself, what are we doing this? Why are you doing this? Well, apart from the glory, eternal glory of BeaconValley, there are prices involved. I'm talking and I'm talking to you directly, man. So please, next slide. As I mentioned before, we have local winners for each of the locations. We have 1 local winner, and then from the 4, we choose 2 global winners. Cool? And the global prize is a $3,000 gift certificate for Apple products. Woo! Cool. That's not all. That's not all. That's not all. Next slide, please. The other global prize from Proxama, our partner, is a $1,500 gift certificate for Apple products. And yes, you can win both. So $4,500. That's a good deal. Pretty good. Yeah. Next slide. Local prizes in Krakow. We have an additional $500 for Apple products. A $1,500 voucher for Under Armour. For Under Armour clothing, After sitting for 24 hours in the room, you might want to take a run. Cool. And then from the Krakow Festival Bureau, a $2,000 gift certificate for Apple products. All right? In London, we have a £800 gift certificate for Apple products. In the US, in New York, a $500 gift certificate for Apple products. And Guadalajara, $800 for Apple products. Cool. Next slide, please. You know what, guys? And this is all cool, but let's be honest to each other for a moment. This wouldn't be possible with a few people that joined us as a company and helped us organize this huge event. So I'd like to personally thank Proxama, our global partner, for joining us. This wouldn't be possible if not for them. So guys, and to the people in London, cheers, thank you so much. But that's not all. We do have other sponsors. So next slide. In total, we have 17 local partners and 8 media partners. And here they are. So I'm going to introduce you to all of them. Let's go. Luxoft, Nordic Semiconductors, Miquido, Embarcadero, Krakow Festival Bureau, HG Intelligence, Under Armour, KitKat, Microsoft. Next slide. Proxbook, Spotkania IT, Crossweb, GoMobi, Oh My God Karka, Mam Startup, Dziennik Internautów, and the American Chamber of Commerce. Thank you very much. Next slide. Guys, let me take my phone for a moment. We're going to take a selfie. Social media is the thing. So on 3, I want you to scream BeaconValley, okay? Wait for it. On 3. 1, 2, 3. BeaconValley! Okay. This is going to go on my Twitter account. So everyone, please use our hashtag BeaconValley. And I have a very cool announcement for you. Right after we finish, 2 hours after we finish this stream, we have a behind the scenes stream on Blab. For those of you who don't know what Blab is, it's like Periscope, but simultaneously happening in 4 different locations. I can't move the mic, you don't understand. So again, at 7 p.m. local time here in Krakow, we have a behind the scenes transmission from on Blab with a lot of cool interviews with our partners, with the CEO probably, and everyone is going to have a great time. So, awesome. Next slide, please. Technology. This is the thing that you're probably most interested in. So, obviously, next slide, we have the Kontakt.io beacons, and each one of you should have a dev kit with 2 beacons inside. That's not all. With the dev kit, you gain access to the REST API, top of the line, best stuff. SDKs both on iOS and Android that are available on through our site, and of course, you can use our web panel. And I'll talk about everything where you can find everything. The web panel is for those of you who want to change the settings of the beacons, but you do need to use the app as well. So, next slide. If you want to gain access to our SDKs and API, please go to docs.kontakt.io and you will find all the corresponding links and hyperlinks to the iOS SDK, to the Android SDK, to the documentation, to the REST API, and so on, right? If you need support, you can go to support.kontakt.io and all the documentation is there for you. And of course, our team is here, they will help you. And if you have any questions, the frequently asked questions are there too. So please look there. If you want to gain access to the web panel, please go to panel.kontakt.io. Sign in, and just it's as easy as it is. It's a very straightforward panel with a lot of different functions that will be very helpful for you tonight. And then, of course, the most important thing, in my opinion, if you want to make changes in the beacons themselves, please download our app, both in iOS and Android. Last time we only had the iOS app. Now we have 2. All right, for those of you who have Android phones, so please download the app. Cool. Next slide. Proxama. Where are you guys? There. So Proxama has their own technology available to you as well. The tap point technology, which John is going to talk about more. But you can access it via this link. If you go to developer.tappoint.com, that's the address. And the most important part, guys, if you want to win the other global prize, you have to use the tap point technology. Right? Cool. Excellent. Like I mentioned, there are 2 global prizes. Cool. Support. Next slide. The support teams are standing by. Here in Krakow, we'll have our CTO, Rafał, the man here, waving. We have our Android developer, Kuba, somewhere around here. And then Marek, our iOS developer, will be here as well. So if you have any questions, you can go directly to them and ask. Of course, those of you who are in London, New York, and Guadalajara, you will be able to talk to them as well. Just ask a question to a local Kontakt.io representative, and we will connect them directly to one of our mentors here via Hangouts or some other form of communication. Excellent. Next slide. That's not all. In each of the locations, we have our special guests from Proxama. Here in Krakow, we have Sam and Ollie. Guys, now is the time to stand up so everybody knows who you are. In London, we have Louise, Simon, and Darren, and they'll be there to help you guys if you have any questions about the tap point technology. And of course, John will be there as well. And at any point at the night, if you have a question, you can always talk to Proxama people via the internet. They have a 24-hour support line, and Gavin, Matthew, Ludo, and I believe it's Sam. I can't see his name, but it's Sam for sure, right? I memorize everything, I know. Next slide, please. They'll be available to, you can talk to them via Hangouts, chats, audio and video, whatever you know Hangouts, right? So if you're from Krakow and you want to talk to someone from the Proxama hotline, just search in Google Hangouts for Krakow at BeaconValley.org as a user, and you can talk to them via chat, or you can just arrange a hangout and so on. They'll be there 24 hours for you to answer any questions if there are any, if you have any, I don't know, issues. They'll resolve it for them. I mean, they will resolve it for you. Next question, next slide. Okay, that's pretty much it, guys. So my question is, what the heck are you waiting for? Do you have your t-shirts? Everybody has your t-shirt? Yeah! Okay. Excellent, guys. And next slide. Thank you very much. And now, oh, one last thing. Hashtag Beacon Valley, Blaben 7 p.m. I'm giving the mic to the CEO, Szymon Niemczura. Round of applause. Thank you very much.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's wonderful to see you here in Krakow. Also to feel you there in London and in Guadalajara, New York. It's a wonderful event. I'm really happy to be a part of it as a Kontakt.io, a company who is behind the idea of the Beacon Valley Hackathon happening in 4 different cities at once. I believe this is the biggest hackathon ever that happened in such a scale. And first of all, I would like to acknowledge that this was designed by Kontakt.io marketing team, which is a couple of guys here in Krakow who are thinking, hey, how do we challenge the world? How do we challenge the hackathons so they have a new way of doing things? So hackathons bring more value to municipalities. And one of the effects of that is the Beacon Valley Hackathon that is designed for smart cities, that is designed to help you to bring your ideas to the city, but also for the city to distinguish that there are people who care about the city, who care about technology, and can use that to do more good, to make our city smarter and better. And so I would like to thank you, Kontakt.io team, Kontakt.io marketing team, for pulling this off, because that was a daunting task and ended up in a wonderful event with a lot of people involved. Thank you so much. Big applause. And the fact that we're doing this is not because of a reason. Kontakt.io, less than 3 years ago, was founded because we were looking for a solution for blind people to navigate in public places. Technically, we're looking for a way to navigate in a museum like this one. So how does a blind person use this space? How a blind person can experience that and enjoy that space? So this is how we came up with the very first idea of a beacon, and it was still before the iBeacon came out, before the iBeacon was even a thing, and this sort of legacy to Kontakt.io is a matter of DNA. We don't just do technology. We do technology that changes the world, that makes the value for those who really care. And I believe that tools that we created, beacons and corresponding software, is something that already is making a huge difference. We have a lot of partners that deliver different software, different apps for visually impaired, for things that are super important for society, for cities, for navigation. So this is a great fruition of the endeavor that we started, that we can see now the whole world being involved, the whole world creating apps, solutions, helping people. This is something that that makes me proud of the whole team, of the whole tasks that the guys are getting into. So just not to make it any longer, because I know you guys just want to jump on it and start developing. I would like to thank you all for being part of this, because Obviously, all this technology, all this great things that we create, it wouldn't make a difference without you guys, without guys who actually sit down, create a solution, create an app that brings that value in, that is changing the world. So I would like to thank you, and I would like to wish you that all your dreams, all your apps, anything that you can dream of technology-wise is gonna be a successful project, either here or further in your lives. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Now we are going to connect with London. Brace yourself. Guys in London, are you there?
We're here. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Okay,
Awesome.
perfect. Hi, welcome to London, and thank you for your awesome presentations. We're now going to hear from John from Proxama, and we're going to upload his presentation now.
Awesome. Okay, so we're giving the mic to you. Michael, the floor is yours.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. 1 second. So now we're going to hear from John from Proxama.
Giving away all the content here. Well, yeah. Hi, everybody, and thanks to the presenters before. Thanks for the introduction, and thanks for the opportunity to be part of this fantastic event today over the next 24 hours. Yep. So a little bit about Proxama. We're a business that's been around for 10 years, and our mission has been to connect the mobile consumer with the physical world. So for many years that was all about NFC, QR. We were also pioneers with Bluetooth marketing before the beacon. So we've been very heavily involved in this for a long time. Our focus over the past 12 months has been on building out a network of beacons, and we've been working with some of the leading media out-of-home players to deploy beacons in some really interesting high-dwell locations. So businesses like Exterior Media have enabled us to put beacons on buses here in London with TfL. Organisations like Ubiquitous have put beacons into cabs. So some really interesting locations for beacons to enable brands to engage their consumers in those moments of high dwell. So we're continuing to develop that strategy, continuing to deploy beacons in interesting environments, and we hope that we'll see some creative ideas over the next 24 hours that might make use of those kind of locations. Our challenge is going to be all about smart cities, as we said earlier. Smart cities very close to our heart. We've been developing our own solutions to enable consumers to access interesting content in the moment in their own cities. Last year we won a government grant to develop an app that we've deployed in our home city of Norwich up in Norfolk, where all our clever people develop our technology. That application was hugely successful, engaging consumers in the moment when they're on the bus, when they're walking down the high street, when they're in their favourite retail environments. So successful that government has now given us another £1 million to further develop that application and develop the tap point technology that you're going to use over the next 24 hours. So this technology is mature. We're using it day in, day out, with thousands of consumers accessing interesting content that makes their lives easier and also delivers advertisements and other content. So the challenge is going to really develop from that. So your city, and that could be any city that's important to you, doesn't need to be one of the 4 that you're physically located within, wants to increase business from tourism. They want to differentiate themselves from other cities via the use of this mobile proximity technology and make everything the city has to offer available to users, to visitors to that city. Most importantly, that city has invested in 10,000 Kontakt.io beacons. So there are beacons deployed in that city. You can make that assumption. So we challenge you at Proxama to build an app which includes use cases to digitize tourism using that beacon infrastructure. And be imaginative about where those beacons might be. Talked about them being on bus, in cabs, in the high street. They could be in museums. They could be on the underground. So let your imaginations run wild, and please build something that's creative and perhaps a little bit unique. We said this earlier, so what's at stake? Well, $1,500 to spend on Apple products. So something that's worth, I think, putting some real effort into. What's the rules? Well, only one from us, that you must use our technology. We've mentioned our platform. We're a platform business. So we have our platform TapPoint that you'll be able to gain access to, and we'll talk to you in a moment about how to do that. And also our SDK that you can embed into your app. Why do we think we should use our technology? Well, we've got SDK for both iOS and Android. We've worked really hard to make it easy to integrate, just 3 APIs for you to worry about. We also quite uniquely offer some offline functionality. So our SDK can sync campaign rules and enable your app to react even when the consumer's handset is not connected to the internet. So that's quite important, and perhaps gives you an opportunity to create some quite different use cases. What are we giving you? We're giving you access to our developer portal. We heard about that earlier. We've also got a reference app that you can download, take a look at to get your heads around our technology quickly. And we've also got a virtual beacon app that you can use as well. You can download that from iTunes. So a little bit of housekeeping. We've allocated all of the teams a preloaded app name on our platform, which gives you access to your username and password. So once you've collected your beacon pack, and I see a number of you have already done that, please find a member of the Proxama team. So the guys in red, either in London or in Krakow, or online, contact the guys and they'll give you the information you need to log on to TapPoint and get started with our tech. So, yeah, just a few words about the team. We heard about this earlier. We've got a couple of guys, Batman and Robin, over in Krakow. So these guys can help you on the ground to get going quickly. We mentioned earlier that we've got a team up in Norwich, so up in our Norfolk office. These guys are there to provide you with any data extracts that you want from our platform. So every time there's an interaction with our SDK, that will end up in our cloud, and these guys can pull off data for you. So if you want information, let them know what you need, and they'll prepare that for you over the next 24 hours. We've also got a couple of guys online, experts in our iOS and Android SDKs, so please use these guys if you need any technical support. And then finally, the 3 guys here in London are available to provide any assistance you need to get started and get going with our technology. So wish you all the best. Can't wait to see the outcome tomorrow. And thanks so much for being part of the world's largest Beacon Hackathon. And thanks very much to the guys at Kontakt and all of the partners for making this happen. Thanks so much.
Round of applause. Thank you, John.
Great, thanks a lot, John. We're now going to head back to Krakow.
Yeah, we're here. Can you hear us?
Hello. We can hear you.
Excellent. John,
Perfect.
thank you again for the presentation. I hope you guys understand the quest. I'll call it the quest. And guys, this is the end of our conference part. So brace yourself. It's about to start. right? So again, I'd like to remind everyone that in 2 hours at 7 p.m., you can join us again on Blab. Very cool interviews planned with a lot of different partners. If you want to find out something more about to get the feel for the event and the behind the scenes. And that's all, guys. So in just a moment here in Krakow, we'll talk with our local partners about the local challenges. For those of you watching on YouTube and on Hangouts, thank you for joining us. We're signing off, but before we go, let's have a quick look at the people here in Krakow. Oh, okay. There they are. Awesome. Guys in London, are you there? Can you show us? Show yourself. Wait, wait. I think you're in mute. There they are. Awesome. Excellent. Okay, guys. Thank you for joining us on YouTube, and see you soon on Blab. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Round of applause. Thanks.